Hey guys, it's 3 a.m. and I wanted to talk about ways that journaling can be frustrating and ways to try to help combat that frustration. So I was having a collage session tonight and I hadn't done it in probably a year. I hadn't collaged in a year and I wanted to try it tonight since I used to really enjoy collaging a lot and I thought it might be fun to get back into it. But tonight the whole process just frustrated me. I was sitting in my collage nook, my collage nook in my closet, and it was a million degrees because there's a huge window in there and it's hotter than crap outside. And I was sitting on this old futon that an old roommate left me, so it's really kind of worn out and uncomfortable. So I was sitting there, like trying to reach over the whole thing to get my supplies across the room and bending over to try to do this. And it just was not comfortable at all. It was physically uncomfortable. I was melting. I didn't have a beverage in there. It was just, the whole thing was just annoying. And half of my collage paints had dried up, so I kept trying to use a color and it was dried up and that was irritating. So I'd say if journaling is annoying you lately, I would look at your supplies and see if you're collaging your paint or whatever you're using to collage with is decent and works for you, or if it's dried up and annoying, like if your glue sticks are drying up or they just suck or your pens are skipping, and see if there's kind of physical barriers to journaling or not. And if the paper sucks, this paper, I just got this journal and it's a pink moleskin and it's cute and the paper's fine for writing, but the paper's not good for collaging. I glued like 3 pages together and still is not paper that is good for paint or collaging at all. So that was just irritating. And the pages got wrinkly. And sometimes I find that in writing too. I had one journal a few years ago that had this kind of copy paper style bleach white paper, and the paper smelled and it was like blindingly bright. So I did not feel like writing that journal much. I rushed through the thing in 3 weeks just because the paper just bothered me and it wasn't something that worked for me. So I would try to look at your paper and see if that's what works for you personally. Some people like thick paper, and my old roommate, I like Paper Blanks paper. It's pretty thick, and my old roommate was like, "That's so thick." She said that a lot, but about paper too, and and other people like this kind of thin paper. So I would just look at the type of journaling, writing, collaging, whatever you do, and see if the paper works for you, and see if your pens are skipping or if your supplies are frustrating you in some way. Another big thing is the physical setup. The whole collaging my closet where it's a million degrees because it's a huge window just didn't work for me. The futon's uncomfortable, and bending over, a lap desk would have made it a little bit more tolerable, but I really found that to be helpful with journal writing too, is just seeing if your setup is physically uncomfortable or not. Sometimes I've tried writing at desks before, and some desks just make your butt feel like it's going to fall off. It's just not a good setup, and it can kind of taint the whole journaling session when you're just sitting there. You're like, I'm not comfortable. I cannot get comfortable like this, and that's really annoying and distracting, especially if you have ADD, like some of us cough. So lately I've been writing in bed, and sometimes I'll sit on a couch like this, put a pillow here and the journal on top, and kind of like prop my legs up here, and that kind of works well. So I would try out different physical positions. This video sounds like I'd be talking about something else. Like, I haven't done it in a year. Try different physical positions and different supplies to see if that helps you. But really, I would try different positions to see if that makes your journaling sessions more enjoyable or not. And another thing is kind of trying to not have too rigid of expectations and not look at so many online pictures of pretty pages if you're kind of in the place where you're just getting frustrated with what you're doing. Because I was looking at some online Pinterest type, I think I actually was using Pinterest earlier. I don't usually use Pinterest much, but I was looking at some Pinterest pages and I was like, I want to do a pretty page. And then I make something and it doesn't look like the pages that I want it to look like, because I haven't done it in a year and my supplies are dried up and I don't have the talent because I haven't practiced or taken classes or whatever. So it's just annoying because I saw these pretty Pinterest pages. I'm like, oh, wow, I want to do that. And then I ended up with something basic, and that annoyed me too, and it was just disappointing. So if you're disappointed with your journaling, I would kind of really tone down the type of online pretty pages that you're looking at. I usually don't use Pinterest much. I don't really look at many pretty journal pages anymore, just because if you're in a writing slump or if you're a little bit frustrated with journaling lately, seeing those kind of professional grade pretty pages or fancy handwriting and calligraphy and stuff can just be kind of defeating before you even begin. And sometimes if you're if you're having like in a mental good place, those types of things can be inspiring, and it can be great to look at these journal pages that online that people do that are gorgeous. But if you're not in that good happy mental place and the journaling process is a little bit frustrating, then I would tone down the Pinterest happy looking things, because really over the past 10 years the pages that mean the most to me are not really this, like these I really enjoy doing these little drawings, and I like decorating pages like this with washi tape, but the pages that really mean the most to me are the pages that don't have any decoration or stickers, washi tape, nothing on them, and they're just pouring out my soul and just being open and writing about like the depths of my soul and the darkness of my head, basically. Just, writing about stuff that means the world to me, and my greatest fears and all of that are really what has made journaling, it's made me stick with journaling. And that's another thing, if you are kind of debating if you want to journal or you want to keep collaging, just thinking about why you started to begin with really helps. A few years ago I got mad at journaling. It didn't feel comforting, and everything in my life really didn't feel comforting. It wasn't really journaling in particular, but I just kept reminding myself how much I wished I'd had some kind of positive self-coping skill and just an outlet to myself and to think about my emotions and process everything as a young teen. And just remembering that really helped me at least stick with writing, even when it was kind of annoying me at the time. It just didn't feel completely comforting a few years ago. So yeah, just remember why you started and what you're doing it for. I don't journal to have decorative pages or to try to make Pinterest looking stuff, because this is not like a Pinterest like stuff. I think I actually might have posted this on Pinterest. I just post everything on everything now. I linked all my accounts to Instagram. But my reason for journaling is not this or this. It's to document my memories and the small, funny things that make life entertaining and that mean the most to me. Family memories, funny things that friends say, that kind of thing, not like the prettiness or the calligraphy pages where they have like the fancy writing. Those are great, and if that's what inspires you, that's awesome. But if you think about your personal reason for journaling and just remember that, then whatever you're trying to do becomes a lot more bearable when things become frustrating temporarily. So yeah, think about the reason you started. Try a different position. See if it's too hot or too cold for you. If it's too hot, that can really make it uncomfortable. And if you're sitting on something too hard, try it in bed, on the table, on the desk. Like, do it everywhere and see if that helps at all. I always picture journal writers like sitting by a nice flowy creek outside, or on a picnic table, and I try writing outside, and the wind blows, and there are bugs and noise and unfinished wood. Like, I just cannot write outside. So I would try out different positions. Me writing in bed, you might just not find comfortable, and a desk does it for you, or you like to do it on the table because you're that fan that explorative. It's like 3 a.m. I don't know. But yeah, try different positions, different supplies. See if your pen is skipping and that's annoying you, or if your paper is too thin, like this, or if your paper is bleach white and that physically like burns your eyes, or if you're sitting on something that makes your butt feel like it's gonna fall off. Just thinking about the physical aspects of why journaling that you're doing right now is frustrating or not can be kind of a good way to see if any of that can be an easy fix or not. I know you've looked at the same page for a while, so here you go. Here's another one. Anyway, these types of things I really do enjoy, and if decorative pages inspire you, or plain pages inspire you, or for a while you like to try out different styles, like for a while you just collage and you don't write, and then you just for a while after that you just write and don't decorate it at all. Just trying out different styles and seeing what's good for you at the time really can help overcome journaling slumps, because I was thinking maybe collaging would be what I wanted to do more now, since collaging can kind of make journals go quicker, and it can just be a fun way to express some emotions that you don't, or emotions or things or whatever, different different crap that you can't really come up with words for. But right now, collaging isn't what sets my soul on fire. It sounds cheesy, but really, it's for a while I really loved collaging. Even for like I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, there was, after kind of another family tragedy, there was, for a few weeks I did not feel like writing. I could not think of words that I really wanted to say. I collaged a few weeks and that really helped me overcome it. So sometimes in your journaling life, collaging might be what inspires you. Sometimes plain writing or maybe the decorative crap, and just switching out styles like that and not feeling obligated to do any sort of particular thing at any given time is kind of a good freedom to have. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. And have I even shown you? I did another one. This one kind of relates to my life a little bit more. There's a house, my last refuge. Now what? Anyway, alright, I'll leave it at that. Have a good night. Bye.